Hello and welcome back to Tea for Kings, Tea for Peasants. On this episode, I'm going to be doing a review of the Tazo Dessert Delights collection. So in this collection there are 3 teas. There is the Glazed Lemon Loaf, which is an herbal tea, the Vanilla Bean Macaron, which is a black tea, and the Butterscotch Blondie, which is another black tea. I've steeped them each for 5 minutes, and so I'm gonna do a little review of them. For the lemon loaf tea, you can see it steeps up to a really pretty yellow color. I don't know, I just think it's a really pretty looking tea even when it's steeped. I was a little surprised by the taste of this one because it's much sweeter than I expected, and it doesn't taste super like lemon. It doesn't have quite as much of the lemon flavor as I was expecting it to have, which I'm not a huge fan of a very bold lemon flavor, so I actually really liked that. I really like this tea. It's one of my favorites, particularly for an herbal tea. I don't tend to drink a lot of herbal teas, so I was really surprised at how much I liked this one. I do think it could use a little bit more of a lemon flavor. I didn't think it was very strong, but you also, with lemon teas, you want to be careful that it's not too overpowering. For the Vanilla Bean Macaron tea, this is another one that I was surprised by the flavor. It's much more vanilla than Macaron, but in terms of vanilla teas, I think it's a really good vanilla tea. I was expecting it to have a little bit of an almond flavor to it because, you know, macarons are made with almond flour, and so they tend to have that flavor. So I would almost like to add a little bit of almond extract into it just because I like the flavor of almond and vanilla together, and this doesn't quite have that. But in terms of a vanilla tea, this is a really good vanilla tea. So this one is another one of my favorites. And lastly, there's the Butterscotch Blondie Tea, and this tea is my favorite out of all of them. It's bitter, but it also, you definitely get the butterscotch, and you know, you sip it and it's kind of bitter at the beginning, and then after you swallow it has a really sweet aftertaste. And if you like butterscotch, you're gonna love this tea. This is a really yummy butterscotch tea. It's sweet, but it still has the bitterness of a black tea. I like to add cream to mine. I haven't added anything to any of these. Typically when I have a black tea, I add cream, so with the Butterscotch Blondie and the Vanilla Bean Macaron, I tend to add some cream to it, but this one is my favorite, the Butterscotch Blondie. I think it's just a really great black tea, and it just has a really great butterscotch flavor, and it really comes through very well, so I really like it. I think that this is a wonderful collection for Tazo. I love Tazo because you can get them at just a regular grocery store instead of having to, you know, order online or something. Where you have Tazo is you can get it in a grocery store and it's really close to you. I would recommend that you go to your local grocery store and see if they have these teas. I think they're really great. The only thing I might recommend is that when you're putting forward a tea collection, something that I've noticed is a lot of people who drink tea, they drink it as opposed to drinking coffee because tea, you know, isn't caffeinated. And so a lot of people drink more herbal tea. And that's not universally true because when I drink tea, I drink it for caffeine. So I like black teas, but the only thing I would think might be nice for some people would be, you know, when you put forward a collection, having, you know, some caffeinated teas and an equal number of herbal teas. So the lemon loaf is the only herbal tea and there's 2 black teas, so I think it would be good to have one more herbal tea, or at least a non-caffeinated tea. In terms of just dessert flavored teas, these are really good. So I would recommend buying them, and right now they're some of my favorite teas. I have at least one of them once a day. So that's all for this episode of TKTP. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share it with someone else. And don't forget to check out our Instagram and Facebook pages and the latest blog post, and all the links for those are in the description below.